We're
like
so
a year in the
excited to sit
background.
down with Emily Deschanel, actress and producer, best known for her starring role as Dr. Temperance Brennan on the hit Fox show Bones and Angela on TNT's Animal Kingdom and more. Thank you for joining us today, Emily.
Thanks for having me. It's great to talk to some BU folk.
Now, I have to start off with a few questions about Bones, an incredibly successful show that ran for 12 seasons. When you think back to your first season in 2005, what did you imagine the future of that show would look like?
You know, as an actor, you do pilots for TV shows, or you hope to. And, you know, I'd done a couple, and you always hope they get picked up. But it's rare to get a show picked up. So I did the pilot for Bones, and then we were just so excited it got picked up. And I remember thinking, this could go for 3 years. That was the longest I could even conceive of in my mind of a show lasting that long. Because every year you get picked up for the first 13 or whatever, and then there's the back 9. It's hard for me to remember so long ago when we first started, but so you're kind of picked up in increments. So each year you don't know, or at least we didn't always know if we were picked up for another year. Sometimes we get picked up for a couple of years at a time. But when we first started, I had no idea that we'd go for 12 years. That would have, if you told me that, I would think you were insane.
And for a character that went on TV for so long, Dr. Brennan, aka Bones, she was extremely intuitive and known for her unique abilities to read clues. Could you tell us what it was like to study for this role? Did you become an expert in forensics and anthropology?
You know, I was playing an actual person. Essentially, Kathy Reichs. My character is based on Kathy Reichs, who is a forensic anthropologist, who's also a novelist, who writes books with the character Temperance Brennan. So it's a weird. I was kind of playing a hybrid of her and her character. So I got to talk to her a lot, and I read books. So I did a good amount of research.
I even heard you went to a morgue once to prepare. What was that experience like?
It was I will say it's disturbing. I don't recommend doing it unless you need to do it for some reason. Honestly, I don't think anyone needs to do that unless it's a big interest of theirs.
I'll keep that in mind. And switching gears quite a bit, before making it to the screen, you studied acting and theater at the College of Fine Arts. What made you choose BU?
You know, the final thing that made me decide to go there might have been the fact that my friend from high school was wanting to go there too. That was like a big, you know, you kind of follow what your friends do. So he was going there, and so that was, I think, at least part of the fact, one of the factors. It's funny how little, like, those kinds of things make a difference. But obviously, I was considering it already because I knew what, you know, a good school it was for actors, and you know, I wanted to train in theater. That was my first love, and I thought I probably wouldn't become an actor if I didn't study it in this way. And I think it's true. I don't think I would have become an actor if I didn't study it in this way. And yeah, I think that the friend was a big thing, and obviously, you know, the school has a great reputation, and being in Boston is also, it's a wonderful place to go to college because there are so many colleges in the area. There's like 100 and something. At the time I was there, it was like 120 or something colleges in the Boston area. So there's a lot of young people. So even if you don't click with the people that you're in school, you have all these other people you can click with. But luckily I clicked with a lot of people I went to be with, and I'm still friends with them now. So that was lucky.
I want to ask about your love for animals and your work as an animal rights activist. Not only are you personally vegan, you're also a supporter of organizations like Farm Sanctuary. What drives your passion in that field?
You know, I've always been an animal lover, but I watched a documentary in high school called Diet for a New America that talked about the factory farming industry and the detriment to animals and the environment and our health as a result. And so I immediately became vegetarian with a plan to become vegan. I was a vegan by the time I got to BU and made it through. There was vegan food miraculously at those. There's probably better vegan food now on campus, but yeah, I'm on the board of Farm Sanctuary actually, and I love working with the organization. And helping to open people's minds up about what factory farming does and what it does to animals and what it does to the environment and what we can do. And it might not be becoming vegan for everybody. It might be not putting meat on their plate for a couple meals, a day, or being vegan until 6 p.m. as some people do, or whatever, meatless Mondays. But eating less meat and dairy is helpful to animals and the environment. So that was I realized that in high school, and that's become a passion. And I focus on farm animals because it's something that is a part of everybody's daily lives. 10 billion animals are killed every year. And it's not enough is spoken about it. So that's one reason why a lot of people talk about dogs and cats, and that's amazing. And I'm a big lover of dogs and cats and adopting and everything. But for me, this is my passion, is farm animals.
Emily, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.